Assalamu alaikum. What's up, guys? Hope you're doing pretty well throughout this pandemic, right? Okay. So the reason I'm making this video is actually let you know about the traveling tips. Because a lot of people like me, they want to travel from one place to other, and they want to see the different places, they want to meet different peoples. This is their kind of day-to-day life, and this is what me is like. I love traveling different places. I love see around. I love to meet with different people, different ethnic people, and I love to know about them. And this is what my goal is. And the thing is that I understand those folks because I'm that kind of person, right? So this is why I'm making this video to let you know that in this COVID-19, in this crisis, the pandemic we are facing, we are encountering in our generation. This is the first time we are encountering, right? And in this virus time, in this frustrating, uncertain time, how you can travel safe. This is the main purpose of making this video, because a lot of people I know, they are scared. They don't want to go out. They don't want to even go out and walk around in the park, or they want to travel around. They want to see around. They want to even drive around. And this is so ridiculous to me in some cases, because as long as if you follow the mitigation guideline, you're safe. And this is what scientists, the researchers have been saying that. Because the recently one of the articles that I have read, even there was an interview I heard, the Dr. Fauci has mentioned that if you follow the mitigation guideline, if you use the mask, if you wear the mask, and if you use keep washing your hands, keep maintaining the social distancing, then your possibility of getting affected with coronavirus is only 3.31%. So imagine, from 100% to 3.31%, it is 97% you are actually not in danger, right? So, but a lot of people they don't understand the fact. And what I'm saying today is from my own experience, because the reason I'm telling you guys, throughout this pandemic, I have traveled 2 long distances. The first time I traveled when it was the pandemic was started, when the President Trump announced the national emergency in the United States, right? And it was in March. And my job, my company transferred me from Bentonville, Arkansas to Raleigh, North Carolina. You might know Arkansas is a state in the United States, and North Carolina is another state. And these two states, the difference between two states, the difference in length is the area is almost 1,100 miles. So I drove from Bentonville, Arkansas to North Carolina, Raleigh, 1,100 miles. It took me almost 20 hours. But honestly, I didn't drive 20 hours straight. So I had to stop and stayed over one night in Nashville, in Tennessee. And over there I stayed one night with my family, and then we next day, actually 21st March, we started our traveling, we started our driving. Even though my company actually asked me if I want to go with the plane, through aircraft, but I thought the driving is going to be safe, and that's why I took route instead of traveling through airlines. So, and this is the reason I start driving from Bentonville, Arkansas. I stayed over in Tennessee, Nashville. Tennessee is another state in the United States. So I stayed over one night, and then next day we came. 2 days I drove straight, right? And 10 hours drove. So the fact of the matter is that, and then most recently, I drove from Raleigh, North Carolina to Detroit, Michigan, and then came back again 3 days before from Detroit, Michigan to North Carolina, Raleigh. So here, the traveling time is actually 11 hours to one way. So when we head out from Raleigh to Raleigh, North Carolina to Detroit, Michigan, it was 11 hours, and then came back 11 hours, right? So this is what I did, and alhamdulillah, we did it safe. we made it. We alhamdulillah we made it safe, right? Still, my mom, my wife, we are safe. We are not, sick. We are healthy. Alhamdulillah, everything is good with us. And how will you do that? So that's the things. The first thing I want to show you, the first thing is that the most important things, you gotta maintain the social distancing, like 6 feet away. You don't want to talk to each and every people, right? Even if you need to talk, like stay 6 feet away, and then you talk, right? And the next thing you gotta do, look, this mask. If you have the surgical mask, this is really good. If you don't have the surgical mask, then still it is good. You can wear this one, and if you use your own car, like me, I use my own car. I drove, right, and so every time, I head out from my car, because every 3 hours I stop, I take rest, I use the restroom, I use I drink coffee, all those stuff, right? So even in rest area, even in different restaurant, or even in different rest places, right? So we do that. So the fact of the matter is that you use the mask. If you have the surgical mask, that is very good. If you don't have, still the cloth mask is much better and safer. And the next thing you can do is that you can use the wet pepper, right? So what would happen? This is very good. You can use it when you open the door from open the door of a store, or of a restaurant, or open the door in a rest area. So you can use this one. You can use this wet pepper in the bathroom as well. So this is very healthy, at the same time it is very safe, right? And next thing you can do, always you head out from your car, the most important things I would suggest: wear the gloves. You gotta wear these gloves, okay? So I have the gloves with me, and we use that gloves. Actually, me, my mom, and my wife, and we use the restroom. Once we use the restroom, we wash our hand, and then we throw the gloves out. Even if you want, you can save the gloves. It's not a problem. And the most important things, when you come back to your car, you gotta use that. So once we get into our car, we use that. So this is like Purell advanced hand sanitizer, and this one is going to kill 99.99% of most of the ill-causing germs. So it is very effective. You can use this one, and we use this one every time we get into the car, and this is very safe to use it, right? So that's what I'm saying. As long as if you follow the mitigation guidelines, and honestly, it is safe. It is safe to travel. A lot of people, when I was traveling, I traveled a couple states, Virginia, West Virginia, then Ohio, and then went to Michigan. When I was coming back from Arkansas, then Arkansas, Tennessee, then again in and then West Virginia, and then North Carolina, right? All those places I have traveled. But the fact of the matter is that this time when I was going to Michigan, when I was coming back, I didn't find anybody was following the mitigation guideline. But a lot of people, they don't scared of it anymore. So but I think we can follow the mitigation guideline, and by following the mitigation guideline we can travel around, and it's not a problem, right? And the next thing is that I would like to request, imagine, I read an article, it was in April or May, I forgot, that time. It was actually published from Harvard University, from from MIT and Stanford. All those university researchers have mentioned that this virus is going to stay around 2-3 years. It's not going ever soon, right? So since it's not going ever soon, since that time, I start thinking that we gotta live with it. And how you can live with it? The only way possible, if you can live with it, you gotta be practical with it. And how you gotta be practical with it? Following the mitigation guidelines, following the health guidelines. Eat good, stay away from people, stay away from crowd, and wear the mask, whatever they say, right? And this is how you can save yourself, you can save your family, and you don't need to be scared. Come on, a lot of people, they don't want to head out. Come on, without taking the breath, how you can stay inside home, man? Come on. So I would ask everyone, like, I suggest everyone to follow the mitigation guideline. Don't need to scare, right? Don't need to be scared, right? So, and this virus is the good news is that this virus is getting less powerful. So honestly, like a lot of researchers, they have been saying that this virus is going to be less powerful, and inshallah we'll overcome this. All right. So I appreciate you all, all, and thank you for listening. And just follow the mitigation guideline. Don't scare. You don't need to scare. And one more thing I would like to share. Okay, since it's almost like 4 weeks. I have been going to Jummah prayer, okay, or Friday prayer all the time. Go, we are like maintaining the 6 feet distance, and we are standing, we are praying. I don't see any problem. I take my own towel. Once I get into the car, I put the towel away, I wash it later on, I took shower, and all those things I'm doing, right? And alhamdulillah, I'm good. Like, why not? Why not? You gotta pray, right? Follow the mitigation guideline, pray, travel, eat, have fun, enjoy with your family. This is not a problem anymore, right? So be brave, all right? So gotta follow the mitigation guideline and be brave, all right? Thank you guys, appreciate you. Thank you for seeing this video.